Good morning. Good morning. You can tell that this is a different time for me because the sun's hitting the window a little bit different, and now we're dealing with some shadows. We got a lot going on. Thanks for being here this morning. I see a handful of y'all in the chat. What's up, Matt and Derek? If this is your first time joining because it's so freaking early and you're not used to getting content right now, welcome aboard. Welcome to the morning marketplace with Top Shot Takes. This is what we're going to do today. It's going to be a little bit of an abbreviated version because I got to go to work soon. So what's up, Ruben? We get some good Derek with the chat. Matt, yo, what's up, Elvis? World's gone crazy. Good afternoon. Shout out to the afternoon crew. We're going to take a look at some of the action last night. We'll also look at some updated stuff. Like we'll check in on my man, Mike Conley. We'll check in on the challenges a little bit. And if you guys have questions as we go, just fire them in. Just fire them in. Yeah, Elvis, right away, Elvis. Yeah, we'll talk about Conley. But first things first, let's talk a little bit about last night's stuff, right? I think this is going to go a little under the radar because it was the last game of the night. And I think, we're opening day for baseball. A lot's going on. But the Clippers lost again to the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets. Shut up, Beamer. And I think what was so surprising, I watched a little bit of a replay of this morning because that's right. I got up early. I did some homework. The Nuggets, it wasn't like a typical Nuggets game. It wasn't like Jokic put up, 38, 18, and 14 or something like that. He had a relatively ho-hum game. It was a low-scoring game, 101-94. And yeah, Jokic ended up with 14, 7, and 7, which is still a good game, but not like what he's been doing. Jamal Murray with a 23 and 8. Michael Porter Jr. put up 20 points again. Aaron Gordon with 14, 6, and 6. But the reason I think this one's a little bit more important, it's a good victory for the Nuggets. They beat like a real team. It's not like they beat the Timberwolves in overtime or something. They won a real game. But more importantly, I feel like they're going to start being in the national conversation a little bit more because the Nuggets have now just pulled with they now have the same record with the Lakers. They're tied for the 4 seed, and they're only 2 games back in the win column of the Clippers for the 3 seed. So now all of a sudden the Nuggets are like, they're no longer like, oh, they're the bottom half of the playoff bracket. Like they're now in the 4 seed. The Lakers play the Kings tonight, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the Lakers. Trash? Are the Lakers trash right now without their superstars? Which that's no disrespect to the Lakers. That's what happens when you lose your best players. But yeah, I think the Nuggets are going to be back in the national convo a little bit. And because of that, I think we might see some bumps in our Nuggets, guys. So let's do a little peruse of the marketplace real quick to see. Oh, let's also change my face in the background. Get my face out of there. This is the earliest I've remembered to do that. So shout out to me. All right, let's go filters. Denver Nuggets. Let's just look at the Nugs. Also, if you haven't had a chance to like the stream, subscribe, do all that stuff, we're at a fun place. We're closing in on 2,000 subs, so we appreciate all the love and support we've gotten recently. All right, here we go. Let's look at the Nuggets. Will Barton, man, remember Will Barton? Remember when this was like $175 or whatever the hell it was, 350 on it? I can't remember. But this is what I wanted to talk about Jokic more specifically, right? Because as the Nuggets get into the national conversation, it's going to be centered around him and Murray. Even though Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. are still like pretty important cogs to that team, Jokic and Murray are going to be the 2 main dudes. So Series 2, $15K. $55. This was double this like 5 weeks ago. So just, again, you're looking for a superstar cheap entry point. My gut feeling is as we get to the playoffs, this will creep up. Again, not financial advice. Series 1, Jamal Murray. Again, we're high on Series 1. You got Jamal Murray over there. Jamal Murray right over here, 183 out of 3,000. Oh, I saw Dennis's comment. The Lakers trash. No disrespect, though. No, I know. Yeah, you're right. It was disrespect to everyone else besides Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So Jamal Murray, right? The Campazzo. Now, what I like about the Campazzo is a triple badge. This Rising Stars 1 is over, right? So I bet we see this one dip down quite a bit. This one might just be, I don't know. I'm not saying this one's going to the moon or anything. This is a fun collector's one because Campazzo is a fun player. And it's got all them badges. And I bet that dips down to like under 100 at some point. Okay, his Jokic is seeing stars is 144, but that will come way down because he's in a challenge right now. Metallic gold of Michael Porter Jr. is 2,500. We're getting a little more expensive now. Michael Porter Jr. is in the Rising Stars 2 challenge right now and is still somehow only 280. Like the disrespect on MPJ. Gary Harris no longer with the team. Jokic is $35K, only $17. Excuse me. His Series 1, not his first moment, but still Series 1, 370. I'm not as excited about these. Wow, Jokic's metallic gold Series 1 has come down quite a bit. This was at $7K last week, 10 days ago, something like that. Again, Jamal Murray here, Series 2, $24. Michael Porter Jr., Series 2, $21. Torrey Craig no longer with the team. I wanted to find Jokic's base moment and see where that's at. This is dipped below 1,000. This was up over 1,000 for quite some time. This is his first moment, triple badge. And if the Nuggets really are making a run, it's Michael Porter Jr. He's gonna be like one of the it factors behind it. Here we go, 1,600. Wow, so it's so interesting. As everything is dipped, the Series 1 Jokic base has kind of stayed in the 1,600 to 1,800 range. Very interesting. Anyways, so the Nuggets are someone that's kind of sticking out for me. And Ruben is right? Like Jamal has been pretty inconsistent. What I will say though, if you look at his numbers for the last, 3 weeks, maybe the week leading into the All-Star break, he's actually been pretty solid. Like he's been consistently putting up some numbers. So he got off to a really slow, flat start, but he's picked it up as of late. But I agree. Like I think we were all, after seeing what Jamal did in the bubble, we were all ready for Jamal to average 30 a game. And that didn't happen. Campazzo will have some ridiculous assists in the playoffs that will give him some bumps. Yeah, man, he's such a fun passer. Max has sold all my required moments for the Conley and picked up Series 1 Aaron Gordon. I feel good about this. Yeah, dude, good for you, Max. That's it. I like it. Jokic is too expensive for me, so I bought the other Series 1. Yeah, no, I think all Series 1. I'm eyeing that first moment. I've been eyeing it for a long time. Here we go. I like it. Those Series 1s are owned by earlier adopters, and those are not looking to undercut the low ask. Yeah. All right. What else did I wanted to got a 4 badge Tillman serial 341. Is this moment selling? I don't know. I think if you're picking up Tillman right now, I don't think you're picking up Tillman to flip. Just because he's such a young rookie who's not getting a lot of playing time. Like he's one of the backup bigs. Wow, that's down to 125. Yeah, I don't think you're flipping that right now. I think you're holding. For quite. Did you get that in a pack too? That's a sick pull in a pack, Brendan, if that's what happened. Oh, and Matt says you got a Okongwu. So we actually talked about Okongwu last night, the three of us in our live stream. Dustin's been looking at this moment quite a bit. Wow, down to 138 too. Holy smokes. Rookies are dipping a little bit. Okongwu, I like him as a long-term hold, only he's not getting a ton of minutes yet either, similar to Tillman, although he's got a higher upside. I think he was a number 5 overall pick. Yeah, you guys are packing those. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think that's more of a long-term hold for both of those. When Gunru, I don't have any funds because the market dipped so much. My card's currently not worth anything. Yeah, I mean, I think we're all feeling that a little bit. We're all feeling that a little bit. I think we're. Yeah, I don't know. And we'll see it boost again. But my gut, like if I was to have to pick a time, I imagine when we get to the playoffs, we see another big bump. And yeah, Derek with another. Here we go. Let's look at some Wendell. And we talked about this before the game. I think before the game started, we were talking about the Magic, or I was, but I think this was during the moment when Greg froze last night. But Dustin and I were saying the Magic are going to be such a fun's not the right word, an interesting team to follow for the rest of the season because they are in effort mode, right? Where they're not trying to win games anymore. They're just like, let's get a nice pick, test out our young guys, see what we have. So you're going to see like the full run of like Wendell Carter Jr., of who are the other? RJ Hampton will probably see a lot of. So they're young guys who are still healthy and can play Chuma Okeke. Like those guys are going to get some serious run. And Wendell Carter, I think, put up like 22 and 12 last night in that win against the Pelicans. Granted, the Pelicans played nobody. Lonzo missed, right? Zion missed, and Ingram too. So I got like 25 minutes for the Pelicans last night. But I think you'll be able to find value. It's not going to be fun watching those games, but I would at least pay attention to the box scores, see who's getting like big minutes for the Magic, because I think there's some like really buy low opportunities for next year. I don't know when Cole Anthony comes back. I think it's soon, right? So if we see Cole Anthony start to get those minutes to go up again, because I know his price has dipped pretty considerably, and he's been hurt for a while, so I get it. He's off everybody's radar. But he'll be back soon, I believe. And his first moment's at 242. So, yeah, that's something to think about. All right, there was one other game I wanted to touch on too. Ruben, this is a good question. So are the 35K rookies worth it? Not big on 35K. So this is what I would say, right? Like if you are an Anthony Edwards fan, right? Or a Halliburton fan or a Melo, whatever, and you don't want to spend, $2K on a moment or $1K on a moment, whatever it is. Yeah, I think there's some value there. I mean, I'm obviously much higher on their first moments out of 4,000 than I am on their 35,000 moments. But if you're trying to get access to some of these players that you really want to own, they're still going to have a rookie badge on it, right? Totally. I do think there's some value. Like I'd rather have that than, what's a good example? A Daniel Tice, 35,000, So I think there is value in scooping some of those. I'm not going out of my way to collect a bunch of them, but like Greg Dunbar last night got Wiseman on the marketplace for like $30. I think like that getting a Wiseman isn't the worst. So I do think there's some value in that one. And Beamer, that's right. We are not the whale vault. We are the minnow tank, and 35K anyway for minnows, right? All right. There was somebody else I wanted. Oh, who's been putting up two big men who, of course, they're big men, so they're disrespected, that have been putting up numbers. The Heat last night beat the Warriors in a relatively close game. Of course, Steph went for 30 plus. Bam Adebayo's had like 2 or 3 really solid games in a row. The Heat aren't scoring points, but they're not allowing anyone else to score. And the way basketball works, as long as you get more points, it counts as a win. Good analysis. But yeah, so as the Heat are starting to make a run, what are they, 4th in the East? I think they're not going to catch 3rd or anything. They're far enough back that they don't have a shot at that. Actually, wow, they are 1 game behind the Hornets right now in the 5 seed at 25 and 24. But I don't think anyone's going to be like fired up to play the Heat in the playoffs. They're going to be a tough matchup. And part of that, Bam is just like developing into such a versatile big who can play the 4 and the 5. But again, when you talk about like opportunities to get in low on some potential eventual superstars, like Bam's one of those dudes. 35K moments, only $7. His 15K is only 20. If you want to get frisky, his Series 1 is only 199. And that's not like out of 1,900, right? His first moment sub 500. So like if you're trying to really get in there, and then I have this one, his Eastern Conference Finals one, right? This actually looks like it's gone up a couple hundo. But yeah, anyways, Bam, it seems like there's opportunities to get in cheap on Bam right now. And I really like him. The other dude, and I know he was a part of the Cool Cats challenge, right? Clint Capela, and granted, John Collins was out last night. So John Collins was out, and so his numbers get inflated a little bit. But the Hawks won again. They beat the Spurs in overtime, 134-129. Capela put up 28 and 17. 28 and 17, big boy numbers. Oh, shout out to No Dunks. That's almost like a big beef, right? You know what? I'm not interested in scooping this moment right now for $10, but I am the 12K first moment on the site, $20. That sticks out a little bit to me. I like Capela. I think once he got traded from the Rockets, everyone was like, oh, I guess Capela's not really good. But let's also look at what the Rockets did during those trades. You know, swapping CP3 for Russ, like made a lot of moves, right? That we don't have to. Capela seems like he's a good fit. And I think continuing to play with Trae Young, the combo of like playing defense and rim running. Yeah, I really like him. So I don't know. $20 for his first moment is kind of cool. Yeah, Trae had 14 points in overtime. And you know how I knew that? Because I rostered him. I rostered him in daily fantasy sports, and he was putting up a stinker until they get to overtime. So shout out overtime. All right. What questions did I miss? Would you value rising star rookies over 4K rookies? Man, this is a tough question. We talked about this a couple times, right? Where I don't know. I can't tell. Like LaMelo is a good example, right? Let's pull up LaMelo. And the reason this is tough, right? When does the moment matter? When does the scarcity matter? And these are worth essentially the same. $19.50 for the rising star, and this challenge is over, so it's not like it's an inflated price. And $18.70 for his first moment. Now, you know, this is going to have more badges eventually, right? Because it is his first moment on the site, all of those things. I don't know. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, this moment kind of sucks. Like, this isn't a fun moment. This is like, I can't believe they credited him with an assist here after like whatever. So that moment compared to this moment, you know, even not even like that this moment is the best moment, but at least it's a bucket. It's a good take. They switch his hands off of the aforementioned Capela. Like, you know, it's a nicer moment. There's half of them, you know, there's only 2021 versus 4,000. But again, it's not the first moment. It's also not the base moment. So it's kind of, I don't know. I'm very curious to see over time how this evolves and where we decide there's more value. Because again, as we talked about yesterday and last night, you know, we forget that we are actually the ones that create the market. We create what has value. So I think collectively as a community, we'll have to decide, do we think it's more valuable to have the base moment or the cooler moment or a rare moment? Like, where is it going to decide, or where are we going to land on? So that's a great question. I don't know. I'm going after the Zion Rising Stars Challenge. That's kind of the reason that I've been scooping a lot of those, but I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate that I got a Precious Achua for very cheap or Denny Avdia for very cheap. Cause like, whatever, if they turn into something, I've got one of their rookie moments. And if not, it helped me get Zion. Oh, Coakley, I feel this. RIP my yearly MLB DFS career, April 1st. And then selling that Melo for 4,700 is still what gets me out of bed in the morning. Yeah, I mean, like selling it at the peak was pretty sharp, especially because like you could just buy it now if you wanted to. I mean, we get reminded about the challenge stuff every day, right? That like the play is to get in later. And I was saying this at the beginning. The only reason you'd be super interested in completing that challenge is if you had the LaMelo, because then you've already got most of the price there. Actually, let's check on that Anthony Edwards right now. Let's check on that Anthony Edwards rising star moment. Yeah, that's still sitting around 3K though. So still sitting around 3K. But I mean, this is almost 2,000 more than his base moment. Now, granted, there's 25, like there's only 1,000 compared to the 4,000, which is a little different than the Melo, right? The LaMelo. Okay, great. There was also, Suin, MPJ Rising Star is going to be at an amazing price next week when people dump him after the challenge. I bet he goes for 100 to 150. Yeah, you're probably right. I do think it'll dip way down. Yeah, people, we just like hate Michael Porter Jr. on this site. I don't get it. I don't get it. Give me more Michael Porter Jr. All right, let's take a peek at the challenges real quick. Also, you know what I'm going to share too? Dunbar was like, make sure you share this so people will see it. And he's right. He's right. Listen, we are at 8. We get a live counter, right? Oh, no, my computer froze. I don't know if it froze for you guys. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. Wow, guys. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That was wild times. Hopefully y'all are still here. But holy smokes. Not on mute. We said, all right, yeah. All right, we're back, guys. We're back. That was wild. I hope the chat just like kept yourselves company for those 2 minutes. And now I can't share the thing that I was going to share. Anyways, I was just going to say, go subscribe. 2 mics, 1 stream. Yikes. Too early for that joke. I feel like too early for that joke. All right, let me pull up. Now I forget. Oh yeah, we're going to look at the challenges before we get out of here. Oh, we get some more time. We don't have to get out of here this early. But let's see who's wasting money in challenges, including myself. Hold on, I gotta update the settings here because I think we reverted back, right? No, it's still at 125. Okay, so deal with it. Deal with it. Series 2, Mike. I gotta say, when that happened, I thought that was gonna take like 3 minutes to kick back up. So for that to only take like 30 seconds, I'll take it. It's a dub. That's a dub. All right, let's look at some challenges. What do you guys want to look at? Should we start with Series 2? I mean, Seeing Stars 2. Also, shout out Own the Moment. You can check them out at otmnft.com. They get some really good comprehensive stuff right now. So it looks like the Seeing Stars challenge is still going up. It costs $2,100 to get it, and about 3,000 have completed it so far. And this is what I love. I love seeing this breakdown right here, where we've got 3,000 that have fully completed it, right? But then you can see we've got another 240 that are 1 moment away, 130 that are 2 moments away. So really anywhere from 7 up, I would like almost incorporate in the final tally, right? So what's that? Oh man, we're going to do math in real time. 374, 70, 600, 6. So it's like another 700. So we're looking at around 4,000. So what I like to do is come back over here and just kind of see where the LeBron base moments or common moments are going for that are in the serial range, right? So I believe we have like out of 15,000, it's going for 600. Out of 3,000, it's going for 3,000. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit, it's not going to be this rare, right? And that's also Series 1, which probably bakes in a little more value. But I'm curious to see where it lands. Any of you guys go for it in the chat? Did any of you guys go after that, LeBron? Coakley saying you think it's going to land around 400. Yeah, I think we can actually see that right here. I think we can go to a different challenge. Seeing Stars 1. And we'll look at this. This looks like 3,100 completed it. 3,100. So we'll see more of that. And what's the Durant going for right now besides 69,420, my dude? This one's going for 488. So that's come down a little bit. I know that was hovering around 600 for quite a while. But I do feel like the LeBron will. How many days are left on this one? Let's go back. Let's go back. So this one ends on April 5th. So we got a few more days. I do wonder if we see it dip like over the weekend. But considering that this challenge was going for like 4,000 not too long ago, Jay Miner said LeBron spiked a bit last night after Conley came out with rumors hype that LBJ may narrate the reward moment. We talked about this last night too. I don't think so, right? Like if that was the case, why showcase it with Conley? Like why not just wait? Why not just don't you think that moment would hit so much harder if like the first moment to do it was LeBron? So I don't see that happening. I'd happily take an L and be wrong on that. This is where I'm at too. I also did Cool Cats 1 and 2. I mean, Cool Cats is like fool's gold, it feels like at this point. Let's actually look at what Cool Cats is. Let's look at the cats. So it's hovering around 500 though. I feel like it's been around between 500 and 600. All of these, man, remember when the first like few days of the challenges, the base moments down here, Capela, Dort, Nurk, Podol, and Bush. Bush. I don't know if he goes by Bush, but he does now. All $10, and they were all going for around 20, 22. And, you know, the Dragic, Sabonis, and Porzingis all got around 100. What's been interesting is Porzingis had been like $15 to $20 behind RJ and SGA. And now that RJ and SGA have dropped down, Porzingis hasn't dropped down with it. So somehow that's like retained value. But, you know, I unfortunately have to complete this one, which I'm now seeing too. It ends on April 5th. So I probably got to get a move on with this to complete it. But yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm frustrated with the Cool Cats only because I just want it to be over. I want my LaMelo and I want to go home. Let's take a look at the Rising Stars too, because that's one that I care about a lot. Just challenges are just terrible for the short term right now because of the state of the market. Still love long-term holds on the Stars. Yeah, totally. That's what we're talking about with the Seeing Stars versus the Mike Conley, because I don't know. I just like the Stars hold more value, right? I'm more excited about getting a KD, a LeBron, a Zion, and Edwards. Hey, Ayub, shout out, jumped on the PJ train. We hit 165. Is it 165? Guys, I feel like I understand if everyone unsubscribes after all of my PJ talk. I still believe in him long term, but man, he's been struggling. Although last night was a little bit of a bounce back spot, right? 8 points, 8 rebounds. That's the bounce back spot. All right, let's look at the Rising Stars. Let's see. So this kind of all held for the most part. It looks like it's all up a little bit. They announced last night, I think, that gifting isn't gonna be on until April 7th. And I had made like a rental deal with someone for a Denny Avdia, where I was just gonna give them a moment, hold the Denny. Once I got the Zion, send the Denny back. And gifting is going to be turned on after the challenge ends. So now not only am I out on a moment, I think I have to go buy this bad boy. So I'm not thrilled. Not great, Bob, as to what they would say. So where is that comment? Oh, Kyle says, why do you have to complete Cool Cats 3? So only because I completed Cool Cats 1 and 2. And so I want to get the Master LaMelo at this point. So I'm just chucking money at Top Shot to give me the cats. I also love Nikola Jokic, though. He's probably my favorite player in the NBA right now. So I'm happy to get that one. Yeah, thank you, Ruben. All right, but I still think it's crazy that John Morant is only $600 for a rare 2021 serial moment is only 600, which is just so nuts to me. And he's in the challenge, which means if you like this moment, you can just get Ja in 5 days for nothing, for peanuts. Yeah, my gosh, I can't believe it. RJ Barrett's come all the way down to 300. I mean, I know it's gone up in the last 4 to 8 hours, but overall, I mean, the Halliburton was going for like 2K. So I really like these moments long term. I'm not saying go get them right now. I'd definitely wait till the challenge is over and the market continues to dip until it bounces back up, right? I feel like we're going to see it dip for a little bit. So I'm excited for these moments long term. Dustin says, is renting good for the market? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's good for my wallet. I can't, I don't feel comfortable spending $3K to complete that. I think what is cool about it is that like the way that I did it or the way that I've done it in the past is I will give that whoever's renting it, I will give them like a moment that's worth like 15 to 20% of the value of the moment they're giving me. So like and some of these, one of the persons or the people that I was renting with had like are pretty new to Top Shot. It only had like 1 or 2 pack luck with pack drops. And so like now they're getting like a decent moment and then also getting their moment back after the challenge. Like if they're not planning on completing the challenge or planning on flipping and long-term holding. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's bad for the market. I don't know. Could be wrong though. All right, what else we got? What else do we have? Gifting for rental is such a scam. I'm surprised you talk about that technique. Yeah, but I've also said this before too. I've said this before. Like, I don't think you should just go on the general Discord and rent. Like, I was renting with somebody I knew. So it wasn't like I found somebody and was like, hey man, you want to switch? Like, no, I don't recommend doing that. Like if you're ever going to do something like that, it needs to be with someone you trust, who you have a relationship with, that's not going to screw you. But the way that we've done it, like it was foolproof at that point. So I get the concern though. I get the concern. Kyle says, I get the Mellow Master. I'm doing it too, but those 1,500 cool cats will be half the price after the challenge ends. Yeah, absolutely. Those will. All right. Wow. Gifting. Very controversial. Very controversial. That's what you do though. You bring the controversy here. Yeah, this is right, Rob. This is right. All right, let's see. Is there any other, you want to just see what it looks like to have a lot of money? Should we just like look at what the Holo challenge looks like? Here we go, guys. For a cool 42,000, you can complete the Holo. So I know this is pretty relevant for all of us here. A quick 42K. Yeah. Pass. This is the last thing I wanted to see that I like looking at. It's just like the top 5 gainers and top 5 losers. Here we go. Kendrick Nunn, which is funny because his rookie debut was also cratering yesterday, was in the top 5 losers. So that's scooping back up. But you'll notice a lot of series 1, a lot of rare moments here. The Dwight, the Brogdon, Jalen, Danny Green, Kendrick Nunn. Top 5 losers, you're not going to believe this. It's the 5 moments that were in the Mike Conley challenge. The 5 moments that were in the Mike Conley challenge. So Pascal Siakam was going for 50 some odd, now 7. Oladipo the same. Karl-Anthony Towns was going for 70-ish. Bam in the 60s, DeRozan in the 60s, and now down to the old 7 spot. So that's what happens post-challenge. So that's like, that's why people say, challenges are negative EV, right? Because you're spending that money to grab those moments. And then, like Matthew Broderick, oh, hey, shout out that Matthew Broderick's here. Good to see you. If you complete a challenge, can you sell all the cards back? You can, but that was like exactly what happens. So you might have bought it all for like $40. You might have bought each moment 40 each or whatever, and now they're all for 7. So you are taking a pretty big L on those, which is why the Mike Conley one stood out to me as frustrating, because those weren't moments that I was going to be excited to hold on. The Rising Stars one and the Seeing Stars, the reason those stood out as a little bit more, you were still going to lose a little bit, but they stood out a little bit more long-term. It's because you were collecting all-stars to get a superstar, or you're collecting young rising stars to get a superstar. And those types of moments feel like they have a little bit more long-term value than some of the other ones, including the cool cats. Like, I don't think the cool cats, the value in the cool cats is going to come from that LaMelo IMO. That's where I'm at. All right, here's some business reminder. If you haven't had a chance to like the stream, please do that. It goes a long way. We try to stay at 50%, and we're not there right now. So please just take a little second to like the stream. You can follow us at Twitter. That should be in the show notes. If you're into Discord and like that, jump into the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. All of that's in our show notes too. Derek says, do you think there'll be a reward at some point for the people who have completed at least one challenge gift pack? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know if it's a full gift pack, but Dapper in particular and the Top Shot people, like, they seem like they really like to reward people that were in early to shout them out and lift them up. And so maybe I wouldn't bank on it, but I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. And I think like one of the things was seeing the Cool Cats challenge announced and then the Master Challenge later. Like, there's been a lot of talk like, ooh, maybe they do a gift Master Challenge. If you remember the gift from a while ago, it was like a month ago. Like maybe they do like a master gift or, something like that. So not a bad thought. Not a bad thought. All right, here we go. We might wrap with this, right? Yeah, before I'll get to that, Lupina, I will. Why does market not like seeing stars? Are they treated like inserts? Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of how they've been treated. I don't know. I've gone back and forth in this too, J-Rock, where like at first I was like pretty out on it because I was like, I don't see it too exciting. But now with the prices dipping to the point they are, especially the LeBron ones after the challenge ends, when you see those go way down, then I do think there's some value in those. Because like long term, especially if they continue to do seeing stars, right? Like every year, if they roll that out, I hope then there's some more value there. And Gunner says, how do master challenges work? Basically, like they announced Cool Cats 1, and then they were like, hey, we're actually going to do 4 rounds of Cool Cats. If you collect all of the moments, then there's like a bigger prize at the end, and that's what the LaMelo is. All right, let's do this here. I think this is what we're going to wrap up on because I got to go to work soon. It was an early day. And if you're new too, just so you know, we do this every Monday through Friday. Monday's usually an early day, and then Tuesday through Friday is typically at 9 a.m. Eastern. My schedule got moved around because I took Monday off and I had to flip stuff around, so that's why. But we do this a bunch of times. We also stream the three of us, Greg and Dustin. Shout out them. We usually do that on a couple nights a week, which the time changes. We never really know when it's going to happen. All right. M. Lupina has $100. Let's find a deal. Wow, that LeBron 35K has dipped all the way down to 100. Actually, I'll leave that comment up there. It's dipped all the way down to 100. Boban Series 1. Man, I love Boban. This isn't the buy. Don't go get this, but it is Series 1, and Boban's fun. He's like the previous generation's Taco Fall. Drew Holiday, man. Drew Holiday's so underpriced. This is his first moment on the site. He is going to be, on the Bucks for a playoff run. I think we're actually seeing him take a more offensive load lately. Yeah, I like Drew Holiday quite a bit. So this stands out. Jalen Smith would be a long-term buy. Like, he's an interesting rookie on a good team, but he's just not going to get a lot of playing time yet. As the Suns are super competitive right now, I don't think you're going to see it yet. OG Anunoby's fine. Fred VanVleet. I mean, Fred VanVleet, Series 1, that's kind of nice. If you're into rookies, this is a Series 1 rookie that people forget about. He's been a little dinged up the last few weeks, so he hasn't been playing, but triple badge. Let's see what else we got in here. Joe Harris's first moment. Joe Harris, man, he's going to be shooting like 70% from 3 on this team. As long as his team's comprised of them, like Marvin Bagley's first moment is now down to 96. Now, this is a real buy low opportunity. If you believe in Marvin Bagley, maybe he gets moved from the Kings and gets new life. He's shown like a lot of flash of upside, but man, he just can't stay. He gets hurt and he's like on a weird team. His dad is like trade him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good environment for Marv. So that Drew Holiday is the best moment so far. Kemba, man, I love Kemba, but no. THT is still too expensive. That'll come down. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think I go Drew Holiday there. It's Drew Holiday. All right, what Sam Merrill long-term hold. You're not, oh my God, you're not seeing my screen. I'm so sorry. LOL. My bad, guys. At least we weren't muted, right? This is like a throwback. I'll scroll back up here, even though I narrated the whole thing. Drew Holiday right here. This is the one that stood out. His first moment's at $100. The LeBron right there is at 100. Like, if you just want a LeBron, this is the cheapest way to get a LeBron right now. So, man, Sam Merrill, no, I don't. I mean, whatever. I like, if you like the Bucks, sure. This is the video version. Oh man. Also, my God, Derek, this is hilarious. Yeah, come on, guys, zoom in on my glasses. Really? Come on. Okay, fine. We'll do one more. For Rohan here. 1100. Your full balance into one moment. One shining moment. All right, then I really got to go. I'm going to be late. So this is your last call. Please like the stream. Go subscribe. We're trying to get over 2K soon. All right, 1100. What the hell is this right here? I don't know what that is. Can you see that? That's weird. All right, if you want to run it back, you can get Brooke Lopez or Udonis. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend that. DeRozan's rare metallic gold for Series 1. He's somebody too, man. When he like, not that he's going to retire soon. I'm sure he goes to. I actually could see him taking like a cheaper deal, being like a first or second, like almost what Rudy Gay's doing for the Spurs now, but going to like a competitive team, coming off the bench and just like scoring 18 to 20. I could see. I don't know if he's the guy to go get. I'm just like, I'm interested to see what DeMar's next like 3 or 4 years look like as his career winds down, and then when he retires, you know, his value gets boosted. Colin Sexton's metallic gold first moment on the site. That's kind of interesting. The Steph Curry 3 Series 1. That's kind of nice. PJ Washington metallic gold. What do you think about that? Actually, RJ Barrett's base Series 1 right here for 1,000. I do like, because man, if the Knicks go on a run, people are going to lose their goddamn mind. DeAndre Ayton metallic gold, his first moment on the site. We talk about the Suns a lot in the morning marketplace, but I mean, I had high hopes for Ayton, especially playing with Chris Paul and Booker, that he was just going to eat, and that hasn't been the case yet. So it's a buy low opportunity. Yeah, I don't know. What else? Michael Porter Jr., bang. Oh, that's Western Conference Finals. It's still really cool. A rare moment out of $9.99. I like that. Also, no, we looked at Michael Porter Jr.'s first moment. I think that's what it would be for me. Devin Booker's first moment on the site, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Series 1. I think I lean Booker, or this is the moment right here. Michael Porter Jr., triple badge, right before the Nuggets are about to take off in the playoffs. A good putback dunk. There you go, Rohan. I'm giving you Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. That's my dude. All right, everybody. This was a blast. You guys were all here early this morning. You get extra credit. Unless you're international, you don't get, I mean, you still get extra credit for being here, but like, it's not as impressive because it's early. You know what I mean? But I hope oh yeah, Bam from the Heat's a good call too. Yeah. Yeah, this was a blast. Blasty blast. I hope everybody has a good weekend. We'll probably stream Sunday or something like that. And then we'll be back for the morning marketplace. Join the Discord, follow us on Twitter, all the things. Have a good day, everybody. And we will see you later.